So my name is Tina Voizey. I'm the education manager for Tobii Dynavox. I'm a teacher with over 25 years experience, and despite the accent, I am actually based here in the UK, though very far from you in Scotland, down in the southeast in Kent. So today my session is going to be talking about Boardmaker7. It's Scotland and it's Boardmaker, so I'm sure a lot of you are really familiar because Boardmaker has been used within Scotland probably since it started 30 years ago. We've had champions of Boardmaker like the Fife Symbol Project and Call Scotland themselves with initiatives like Symbols for All. We all know Boardmaker. We've used it in our schools, in our communities, and at home to help support those who need it when it comes to communication, behavior, and learning. Well, I'm here to introduce you to something new. We've given it a facelift, so I'm going to try this video and hopefully the sound will come through to you.
In a world where symbols are the only means of communication, some are destined to rise above the rest. The eggheads are back in Boardmaker7. With 45,000 symbols and growing every day, they are ready to take on the world. Boardmaker7, coming soon. Available on Windows, Mac, and Chromebook.
So having a little fun introducing Boardmaker7. At the heart of it are the eggheads, the PCS symbols that have been before the start of Boardmaker. They came before and then Boardmaker joined them. And I think we've all come to know and love and see our eggheads all around our classrooms. Over the years, you've been with us through Boardmaker 6, Boardmaker Plus, Boardmaker Speaking Dynamically Pro, Boardmaker Studio, Boardmaker Online. And today I'm here to tell you that we are getting rid of all of that and we have replacing it with one fresh new product, Boardmaker7. So we're going to kind of end all the confusion. What versions of Boardmaker do you have? This one, that one, and everything in between, and give you one new updated Boardmaker7. Now, Boardmaker7 will be compatible with Windows, Mac, and Chromebook. You'll have access to all of the symbols at launch. You'll have an improved user interface, features, and templates. You're going to be able to create the printed resources that you have been doing for the past few decades, as well as breathe some new life into it with interactive resources. Everything you've created from Boardmaker from 5 onwards is going to be able to come into Boardmaker7 and you'll be able to continue the editing, continue printing, continue personalizing. And this is an installed solution that's going to have no need for a disk drive. Boardmaker 7 is going to have an improved but familiar interface. So for those of you who know Boardmaker 6, that's the one on the left, and then you can see Boardmaker 7 is the one on the right. We've kind of brought it up into a more modern interface. For those of you using Boardmaker Online, you're going to have a seamless integration into Boardmaker 7. It's going to feel very, very familiar to you. We're going to give you more symbols. In fact, 49,259 the last time we counted. So when you get Boardmaker7, you're going to have all the classic symbols, all the thin line symbols, all the high contrast symbols, including a new volume, which is going to double the amount of high contrast symbols, as well as in context symbols, are all going to be there when you start with Boardmaker7. So this is an exponential increase, particularly for those of you who've been using Boardmaker 6. We're giving you a better symbol search. So you're going to be able to search by category. So I can go through and see all the sea creatures that are available to me. And again, it's going to be so much more than you've had if you've been using Boardmaker 6 or Boardmaker Studio. We're going to be able to search by location. So does that word or cluster of letters or even letter itself, is it found at the beginning of a word, anywhere in the word, as a whole word, or does it end with? And what's very exciting is that we're also going to have being able to search by phonetics. So you're going to be able to find words that rhyme with a certain word. You're going to be able to search by certain patterns like CVC or CCVC. And you're also going to be able to find words that sound like. So we're really bringing some nice new features. And I've only got 15 minutes. So these are just my top few. I can't mention everything else. We're giving improved accessibility to our interactive templates. We're also improving our printed templates as well. So we're making sure that as many templates as possible are as accessible with eye gaze, switch, mouse, head pointer, touch enter, touch exit as possible. So really taking a look at the templates and seeing how we can improve them. Now, one type of board maker, and that's Boardmaker 7, but there'll be two different ways to buy it. We will have a standard Boardmaker 7, which you purchase one time. It gives you 2 installations. You put it on 2 computers. If you have access to that computer, you have access to the software. The other option is Boardmaker subscription. So you have unlimited installations, and you log in to any computer where it's installed, and when you log in, it activates that installation. It checks your account and says, yep, you're free to use it, and you go on and you use Boardmaker 7 on that computer. With Boardmaker 7, you get everything we just discussed, those lovely improvements as you do with standard, but you also get a continued biweekly symbol update. So you'll start with that 49,529, plus get the biweekly student symbol updates, plus the Boardmaker Student Center, which I know so many of you have been adopting to support remote learning in these times. You're going to have the Boardmaker Instructional Solutions and Boardmaker Activities-to-Go, which I'll talk about in a moment, because some of you may be familiar with that, but we breathed a whole new life into that. It's also really important for any of you who are currently Boardmaker Online subscribers. You are going to be brought right into Boardmaker 7. Your subscription to Boardmaker Online will not change. There's going to be no added cost. Everything remains the same, but we are going to give you this new and improved editor, plus all the other nice things that I'm going to talk about. So if you have a Boardmaker 7 subscription, and for those of you that know online, this is going to be very familiar to you. The biggest difference is that the editor, where you create your printed and interactive resources, is going to be replaced from one that's found online to this Boardmaker 7 installed solution. So you're going to be able to put it, like I said before, on as many computers as you like. You log in the same way you always have. You find your resources the same way you always have. And when you click to edit, it will bring you to the installed Boardmaker 7 editor. Anyone else who's using standard, you just go right to the app and use it. Boardmaker 7 subscribers also have that Boardmaker, what's now the Boardmaker Online website, where you can manage all your activities, you can assign them to your students, you can access the community, you can access your curriculum like Reading Avenue, Core First Learning. You also have the Boardmaker Student Center, as you always have with Boardmaker Online. For those of you that are new to this, this is a mechanism where you can create interactive resources. You can choose from the ready-made curricula we give you and assign it to your students for them to be able to access it through an app or through a website, so that they don't have to be in the same room as you, essentially, to carry on with learning. And it also enables them to use these resources with alternative access means. So eye gaze, switches, head mouse. We've been doing tons of biweekly updates with Boardmaker Online, and they're going to continue with the Boardmaker 7 subscription. 2 of really exciting updates, if you haven't seen them, for those who are already on Boardmaker Online. We just did a massive Harry Potter update with over 100 symbols, and also a diversity update, really looking at what's going on right now with Black Lives Matters and putting a huge amount of diversity into our symbols, over 200 symbols there. So do take a look at those biweekly updates, which are going to carry on with Boardmaker subscription. You're also going to have curricula, ready-made curricula, which I know so many of you are currently using. in your Boardmaker Online subscription. This will carry on with Boardmaker7 subscription. So Reading Avenue, which is a comprehensive literacy program that gives over 3 years of instruction with 120 books and over 1,000 activities, as well as Core First Learning, which helps learners find, use, and read core words. This is over 36 weeks of learning with 108 books and 108 activities. And then we're bringing in Activities-to-Go, something some of you may be very familiar with already because we have a sample of it out and have done for over a year. But now we're bringing a whole new life into this, which is going to include 40 weeks of instruction with over 120 books and 270 activities. For those of you who have already been using Boardmaker Activities-to-Go in the PDF format, you'll be really excited to hear that in Boardmaker7, they're going to be given to you in an editable format so you can carry on with teaching and learning. So I want to talk a little bit about Boardmaker Activities-to-Go because you can get a sample, a 10-week sample of these right now in a PDF format. So first, go to www.mytobiidynavox.com and apply for a free account. Then click on that orange bar right at the top where it talks about coronavirus communication and teaching resources. So click there and then download the free 10-week sample of Boardmaker Activities-to-Go. That will download all 10 weeks in a PDF format so you can get a feel for what's coming in Boardmaker7. But we're going to take that further. So within the 10 weeks you can get now, you are going to get the top unit in all of these 10 themes. When we release Boardmaker7, you are going to get all 4 units for all 10 themes. And as you can see, these themes are really broad that look at expanding our learners' world knowledge and helping them make connections to the things that are going on around them. There are also topics that we know are being taught within our classrooms, and we have even gone as far as making alignments to the curriculum for excellence. So as you go through these activities and these units, you are going to have alignments to the standards you're teaching in your classrooms. So just an example of one of the themes, we'll take space. You're going to get 4 different units, and then for each unit, there's going to be 3 levels of differentiated activities. These activities will look like this. They are using Boardmaker symbols to support communication and learning, and we're taking away the symbols when we want to really focus on those letters, those words, and those sounds to help facilitate literacy development. We use lovely, clear photography throughout our books and lots of our activities to make sure that this is something that is going to be appropriate regardless of whether you're coming to age 4 or age 24. You're going to get tons of different activities, from hidden pictures to speech and language activities, fun activities like recipes and arts and crafts, to books and vocabulary development. And within Boardmaker7, you're going to be able to get to all of these Activities-to-Go, choose entire units and levels of differentiation, and then bring them into Boardmaker7 and edit them to make them even more appropriate for your learners. I think this is hugely exciting and a wonderful added value. They will be differentiated to UK English from the start. So if you want to learn more, because I've only got a minute left to go, please do go to the Tobii Dynavox website. Right on the home page, there's a button that talks about introducing Boardmaker7. At the top of that page, you'll find a form where you can fill in, give us your email address, and we will keep you up to date as we get closer to launching Boardmaker7, which is due at mid-August, and we're going to have a transition period that brings us through to October. So sign up to keep informed. We have webinars. We actually have 2 today and then ongoing through June. One that's directed towards our current Boardmaker Online subscribers. So if you happen to be one of those, we're doing that later today. I think it's at 2:30, as well as one in a couple of weeks. Please come to that. Bring your IT people with you because we're going to be talking about the technical transition, as well as information about other webinars where you can come and get sneak peeks in a greater detail than I've been able to show you today. You can also get in touch with your local account manager at any time. I'm going to just gloss over this. It's just the transition. We can talk about that in greater detail. We've got lots of webinars upcoming about Boardmaker Online, which is going to help you transition to 7. Please do, if you use Boardmaker Online, continue to upskill. Please come to these webinars because all of this information is going to segue beautifully into Boardmaker 7. It's all skills you're going to transfer over. But do get in touch with your local account manager in Scotland. That's Debbie Breslin. I'm sure many of you already know her, or you feel free to get in touch with myself, Tina Voizey, and we'll be happy to answer more questions, give you smaller personalized training and sneak peeks.